Welcome. Today is a very auspicious day. It is the appearance day of the Supreme Goddess by the name Srimati Radharani. So in this video, I will speak about who is she, who is this Supreme Goddess, and the second, what is our relationship? So I will start with one text from the book called Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is one of the essential textbooks, yoga textbooks for Bhakti Yoga. And this is a wonderful text which actually describes something about this Supreme Goddess. So it says, therefore Radha is Paramadevata, the Supreme Goddess, and she is worshipable for everyone. She is the protectress of all, and she is the mother of the entire universe. So in the place called Sri Vrindavana, which is a great sacred place on this planet, today is the most festive day because it is the celebration of the appearance day of this greatest Supreme Goddess of all, Srimati Radharani. So who is Srimati Radharani? Srimati Radharani is a very special personality. She is as spiritual as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. She is completely spiritual being, and she is the most beautiful among all the ladies. And she is also the personification of love. And she is also, if we try to understand her position, she is the internal potency of the Supreme Absolute Truth, Sri Krishna. Internal potency means the potency which is always with him, and especially she's known as Hladini, the internal potency which gives pleasure to him. So basically, the Supreme Personality of Godhead does not derive any pleasure from anything in this material world, but all his pleasure comes through her. She is the one who always makes all the arrangements for his satisfaction, for his pleasure. And therefore, he is most dear to him. And there is also another very important point that actually Srimati Radharani, the Supreme Goddess, and Sri Krishna, the Supreme Absolute Truth, are actually one because she is his potency and she is inseparable from him. But they have actually divided into two, and therefore we can speak about a female and male aspect of the personality of God. So she is the female aspect of the personality of Godhead as his internal energy. So this is her position. It is very important to understand who this personality is. But now some about her most amazing and most wonderful qualities. I already explained that she is the most beautiful, and she has amazing transcendental qualities. She is also most compassionate. She is very friendly and very loving. She is also the protector. what is very important to understand for us as souls, as divine beings, divine spiritual beings, she is the protector of all the individual spiritual souls, the jivas. Because we, as individual living entities, as I have already explained in another video, we belong to the marginal energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And because we are very tiny, we are very, very small, insignificant, we always need protection. We always need to take shelter. So we can take shelter either of external energy, or we can take shelter of the internal energy. And here in this world, every one of us is here because we have taken shelter of the external energy. But the external energy is also the energy which gives us pain, which actually gives us a lot of trouble and a lot of misery. And this is not our real constitutional position to be under the shelter of the external energy. Our real original situation is to be protected by the internal energy, by Srimati. And then we, as spiritual living entities, then we are again just like a fish in the water. Fish in the water is happy, swimming around, and the same for us. If we take shelter of the Supreme Goddess, Srimati Radharani, then we will also experience great relief. And we will feel just like we are home. Because our shelter is only when we are taking shelter. And today, it's the most auspicious day to actually request this shelter from her, to pray to her from the bottom of our hearts, and to request her to give us shelter, to bestow her mercy upon us, as she is the most merciful and the most compassionate. And here is one short little prayer that I want to recite, and that you can also recite today to get the most blessings on this most auspicious day. Tapta-kanchana-gaurangi, radhe, vrindavaneshvari, vrishabhanu-sute devi, pranamami, hari-priye. And this, so this is the verse, and the translation means, I offer my respects, my obeisances to Srimati Radharani, who has a complexion of a molten gold, who is the daughter of King Vrishabhanu, and who is the queen of Vrindavana. So when we say this prayer today, we will actually get her blessings, we will get her mercy. And now, just to end this short video about the Supreme Goddess, I would like to share also one little story about her appearance. When she appeared here on this planet 5,000 years ago. This is an amazing little story. So her daughter was King Vrishabhanu and mother Queen Kirtida. And they could not have, actually, they desired so much to get a daughter, but they could not get. They were already getting sad. They were actually also getting older already, and they were slowly losing any hope of getting a daughter. But then one day, one early morning, King Vrishabhanu went to take a bath in the river Vrindavana at 5 o'clock in the morning. And when he went into the water up to her waist, all of a sudden he saw a golden lotus flower. And on this golden lotus flower, there was a beautiful, beautiful, most amazingly beautiful baby girl. And he was, of course, completely enchanted. And then he came closer, and then he took this lotus with the baby girl, and he brought her home. And then he said to the queen, Kirtika, he said, "This must be the answer to our prayers. We have received our daughter." But there was one problem. And the problem was that the little baby daughter, she had her eyes closed. And the parents, they were afraid that she is blind. So they were feeling sad, because also another day she was still having her eyes closed, and the day after still her eyes were closed. And then the great sage Narada Muni came, because he heard that the Supreme Goddess, Srimati Radharani, has appeared as the daughter of King Vrishabhanu. So he came to King Vrishabhanu and he said, "Oh, I heard that you have got a baby, that you have a baby." And King Vrishabhanu was a little embarrassed, and he said, yes, I have a son. I have a son, Sridham. Yes, I have a nice son. But he was quiet. He didn't really want to speak about this newly born little girl, because he was afraid that she is blind, and this is not so auspicious. So then he was just like quiet. But then Narada Muni asked him, "But I heard that you have got a daughter. Can you show me your daughter?" And then King Vrishabhanu started apologizing. "Oh, yes, I've got a daughter, but I'm afraid that she cannot see." But Narada Muni was not deterred. And he said, no, please, show her to me. And of course, King Vrishabhanu brought Narada Muni to the room where was Srimati Radharani. And when Narada Muni saw her, his heart started dancing, and he started offering prayers to her, because he knew that this is the Supreme Goddess, and that she will soon reveal all her magic. But of course, not immediately. Few more days passed, and then the time has come for a name-giving ceremony. And then King Vrishabhanu invited many of his friends and other families. And as the most noble guests, he invited King Nanda, Mother Yashoda, and Shri Krishna, who was also just a little baby at that time. So they were all invited for a big festival of name-giving ceremony, and then a great feast. So when they all arrived, King Nanda and Mother Yashoda and little baby Krishna, but he was already walking, crawling. Little baby Krishna immediately went to the room where the newborn baby Radhika was lying in bed, still her eyes closed. And he immediately came up and he climbed up to her bed, and he started And at that moment, she opened her beautiful lotus-like blue eyes, her most beautiful eyes. And so, of course, then everybody was completely overjoyed. And of course, you may ask, how is it possible that she only opened her eyes at that very moment? This is because Srimati Radhika, she wanted to see Krishna first. And this is why she didn't want to open her eyes until he came to see her. And of course, this was just the very beginning, the very first, many, many unlimited loving pastimes that have taken place Sri Vrindavana. So I will end here. And again, I would like to invite you to recite this prayer. I will put it down in the description box and get unlimited mercy on this most auspicious day of appearance of the Supreme Goddess of Fortune, Srimati